All right, good evening, everyone. The Irish Hammer here, along with Fantasy Farris. We're here to take a look at week one. It is finally here. We have waited what feels like forever to get to the opening kickoff for the 2025 NFL season. And pretty good game tonight, Ferris, to start it off. Division rivals,
It
they hate
is.
each other. The defending champs taking on America's team, the fighting Jerry Joneses.
Yeah. The fighting Jerry Joneses and the former Micah Parsons is that what it's,
That's right, Micah Parsons' former home. He talks about him like it's his ex-girlfriend. So
Jerry didn't do right.
So this game's been on the books since May, I believe, is when the odds came out. Came out at -7. I immediately went and bet this game for Philly to cover -7. It's bounced around 7.5, 8.5. I think it's settling around 8 now. So that's great for the traditional sports bettor. But what about it for us fantasy folks? What are we looking for tonight in this one?
Well, I got. You're right about it being it's basically for the opening Thursday night kickoff for the NFL. They couldn't have asked for a better for the storyline for the Eagles, the Cowboys. They got every marketing ploy the NFL could use is there, and then you got the players. I mean, from a fantasy perspective, you've got your Saquon Barkley and your Jalen Hurd and your AJ Brown and things like that. You got to go with say tonight, because it's only one game, we got using the showdown captain mode. I can't remember off the top of my head what FanDuel calls it. I know it's something similar, but it's just a captain mode type thing. So you're going with one captain, and then you got your flex plays. It's a little bit different than your normal DFS setup because your DFS, especially on DraftKings, you're using all your position players except for the kicker because. Look, kickers matter, but not in fantasy. They don't matter in fantasy. We don't want them. So it's a waste of time, wasting money. So tonight I'm looking. It is. We don't want them. So tonight I'm looking for the captains. You got to start with Barkley and Hurts. I mean, they have the highest floors and ceilings of anybody on the field tonight. They're going to put up points. It's just how many. So if you put them in the captain spot, you're getting those extra points, and that's setting you up because if one of them goes off and you don't have them in captain, you're done. You have no shot.
That's it.
Because the winner is going to have them in there. And so then you can look, if you want to go off the chalk plays, you can look at CeeDee Lamb. He's maybe got I could see him going off at the game script goes, Philly gets out early, and Dallas is in catch-up mode. That's where CeeDee Lamb can kind of take you on the captain spot because that's where he's going to get fantasy points of Dak throwing it up and then hopefully scoring some touchdowns. If you're going some of the flex plays I'm looking at tonight, of course, AJ Brown, Dak Prescott, and Devontae Smith. You got to have 2 or 3 of these guys in every lineup. It's got to start with Saquon or Hurts, maybe pivot to Lamb, and then you can got AJ Brown, Prescott, and Smith. Those are going to be your main plays. Outside of those guys, you got to look at the game script. I'm thinking that it's going to go more of Philly out early, and I think Dallas is going to have to come back. So I think CD may be a good play. Jalen Tolbert for Dallas. He's going to get some points tonight. But that's where I'm going. If I was building my lineup, I'm going with Barkley in the captain spot. I think he's going to get too many points, and if you don't have him, you're done.
Okay, yeah, I actually bet Jalen Tolbert anytime touchdown. He's plus 600. For the first touchdown, he's plus 3,000, and I couldn't not play that for $5-10. I had to take a shot at it because the way I see the game unfolding is Dallas is not really going to try to establish the run in this game because Philly defense, obviously, but 2, they just aren't built to run the football. The running back room is kind of a mess, And I think
who do
it's
they
going to be
start
more
with?
of
Javonte Williams is going to be their starter.
I think they have to start with Williams, but I don't even see him getting 40 yards. In fact, I bet him to go under 35 and a half rushing yards tonight.
Nice.
I just don't think they can run the ball.
And that's why I think the CD Lamb can be the – if you just want to do – like if you're entering multiple lineups, I think you got to have one with Lamb as captain because in the chance that Dallas has to throw the ball, which is very likely.
Yeah, I think, where some teams are going to, use the run to set up the pass, if Dallas has any success running the ball, they're going to have to use the pass to set up the run.
Yeah. I don't
so where would Dak fall in your captain spot? Is he worth a shot in the captain slot in this game?
I don't think so because you're going to – I wouldn't put any Dallas outside of CD Lamb in the captain spot.
Okay.
Because you go, Saquon is going to be, like I said, Saquon and Jalen Hurts have the highest floors. And so putting those in the captain spot, you're setting yourself up at 1.5 times points to be ahead of the competition. So picking that captain is very important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that'll make or break you because whoever hits the jackpot on the captain, they're going to be up the leaderboard in the money.
If you want, I did make one lineup that was just basically contrarian, basically if the game script forces us to, I called it the Shark Tank special. And so it's I went with Devontae Smith actually in the captain spot because that's if Dallas loads up to stop A.J. Brown and that's their focus. If that happens, Smith is going to go off.
Well, I would imagine that Travion Diggs is going to be seeing a lot of A.J. Brown tonight. The other is a rookie. So I would not be surprised. I've seen a lot of people talking about how Devonta's not a good play tonight. I disagree. I think he can eat. The big thing is, though, is what you said to start the show. If Philly gets out early, they're just going to pound the rock and they're going to suffocate Dallas. They're not going to have to throw the ball a whole lot. I actually have Jalen Hurts under 27 pass attempts in this game. So for me, as nowhere near an expert in this like you are, I'm thinking Saquon has got to be the guy to go in the captain spot because we know regardless of what Philly does on offense, it will go through him, either running,
absolutely,
receiving. And I think, Philly gets up 2 or 3 scores, which is possible. I don't think the receivers are going to factor in as much for Philly as they are for Dallas, having to throw 120 times in this game. Dak will throw a pick. You can bet money on it.
I do play DFS a little bit different than, say, the experts and stuff like that because I'm poor. So I got to play like a poor. So I only play 5 lineups. That's it. That's all I will play on a single day. And so, I've got to put more research into it, trying to find the off plays because those DFS now, especially DraftKings and stuff, there are so many professionals. Like, and when I say that, I mean, like, they got the money to back these systems. And I mean, they got just endless resources. So you're not going to, beat them more times than not. If you're finishing in the top, 2% in the money and stuff like that consistently, then you've done a good job.
Yeah. And when you see the same name in the first 5 or 10 spots on a play, then you know exactly who you were up against, right? So
absolutely,
yeah, it's a tough market to really be successful in. That's one reason I sort of stay away from it, other than just for fun. Sometimes I should stay away from actual betting for that same reason, but
yes.
It's definitely an intricate. Fun. I know a lot of people do it, but it's also very intricate, and you got to have a little bit of luck on your side as well. So
you've got to be disciplined.
All right. Well, outside of very, and that holds true for anything that you wager money on. So
yeah.
So outside of the Thursday night game, what else are you looking at? Who do you think is going to be a must start, or somebody maybe you're staying away from, fading? Who do you think might blow up? Let's try to help some folks out that may be trying to make some roster decisions this weekend.
Well, and this can combine. I'll combine both the fantasy and the DFS because it covers all of them. Because the main game Sunday, of course, is Baltimore and Buffalo, right? I mean, that's the big one on Sunday. I mean, that's going to be your main. I think that right now the totals at 51.5.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's going to be points put up in that. So if you are lucky enough to have Allen or Lamar or Derrick Henry, any of these guys for Sunday, if you sit on them, then you don't deserve to play anymore. Somebody needs to take take the phone, be nice, love them. Take the phone away from them. They don't need it no more.
Love them enough to take their phone away from them.
Yeah. So, you got to go with the Baltimore and Buffalo game. It's, I believe it's the highest point total on the slate, I believe.
It very well may be. I haven't totally deep dived into the NFL slate yet. I do have some plays in, but I haven't looked at all of them. So I don't want to say either way if that is the case or not.
I'll give you Cincinnati and Cleveland. That totals 48. Load up on Cincinnati. Burrow, Chase, gotta have them.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because I've got a bit of a dark horse in that game as well for fantasy, and that's Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Jerry Jeudy was first in routes run last year with 700. Jerry Jeudy was seventh in targets last year at 114. This is an ideal matchup for Jerry Jeudy, especially with Joe Flacco back there. And this Cincinnati secondary sucks something awful. The whole defense is horrid. They're terrible.
That's why a total of 48. It's up there. It's I think weather. I know here. I believe there's going to be some weather issues. I haven't looked enough up at the north because the weather I usually wait till Sunday morning to look at. That stuff changes by the minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it can fool.
But I like. I will say one thing I was looking at with this is I like the divisional matchup. I like coming in and just having something to go get it right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the week one we saw with college football with all these big marquee games. Like we haven't really seen that many marquee games to start the season. I remember. So the other thing I like about Jeudy in this game, just last year, the Bengals set the record for the most points per game in losses in NFL history, allowing 28 points. When I tell you this defense is atrocious, there's not a strong enough word how bad this defense is. It is god-awful. So
Cleveland's going to go in there.
Cleveland. I don't know if Cincinnati can score enough points all season to get them in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I think the playoffs will be tough. I think that we definitely needed to do a preseason where we see it playing out. But, I think Cincinnati, what do you think, 8 wins? You think that's what gets them?
I think that's their ceiling. They lost 4 games last year that they scored 33 points or more.
That's terrible. Yeah, but their defense, they brought in players. So I don't know. I'd have to dig into their roster more.
Well, they did re-sign Trey Hendrickson, but they had Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, their other defensive end, he retired.
Yeah.
So they really didn't do a lot to address their defense in the offseason.
They were already bad and then lost more.
So, Right. The bad defense got worse.
I hear that's usually a recipe for success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tie up all your salary money in 3 players on offense and to hell with the rest of it. That's a great strategy.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm looking a third game I'm looking at is the Tampa Bay and Atlanta. They got a 47.5 right now is the point total. I don't think it's going to be looked at. It's Tampa Bay and Atlanta, it's not the marquee game by any means. But I think Baker, Mike Evans, it's got to be, if you're playing DFS, that has to be in your stack on Sunday. If you're playing in big tournaments, you've got to have Mayfield and Evans. I think they're going to go up.
And I'm going to chime in on that game as well with somebody I'm kind of fading. And there's some people out there going to just turn the thing off because they're going to think I'm an idiot. I'm not crazy about Bijan this week. They have 3 starting offensive linemen out.
Yeah.
And that Tampa front 7, it ain't no joke.
I mean, except for we got to – let me pour one out of my Red Bull real quick for the fat ass. But we touched on all that last week, but it just – their defensive line is very good. That's why he's not seeing the field, and he knew it.
Absolutely, yeah. Because they just don't need him that bad that they can run him out there for 2 or 3 plays, So I do think Baker can attack this secondary, and I think Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka both could have big games. And in a
look at you going
traditional
with the
fantasy league, yeah, I know, right? Not bad for a dumb old hillbilly from East Tennessee.
Yeah. I tell you what, that's some good speaking.
The tight end could be good. I like the way you talk. So I think there's definitely some meat on that bone in that game.
What do you think? I was looking at.
Or have any thoughts on Carolina, Jacksonville?
I haven't. I didn't. They're not. I didn't take anybody off either one of those for my core plays, and so outside of just seeing it on the schedule, I didn't pay much attention to it. Those teams are awful. We don't know what they're going to get. You got like we talked about, is Trevor Lawrence? Is he going to step up? Does he have the tools with the new coaching?
I'm a big Liam Cohen fan and what he can do with offenses. I think Trevor Lawrence being healthy, Brian Thomas is definitely on my radar. Mm-hmm. And I also like Chuba because I feel like he can gash some of the runs against them. Chuba was 3rd in snap share last year at 77%, which means he doesn't come off the field.
Yeah.
And he was number 6 in the NFL in breakaway runs. I mean, he broke through the line of scrimmage, got to the second level and beyond. He had 15 of those last year. And he was flying under the radar. Jacksonville allows the 5th most rushing yards at home last year in the NFL. So I think Chuba could be a good play value-wise when you're looking at salaries. If you choose to go with one of these big-time quarterbacks and a couple of these big-time receivers, Chuba might be a value that you can stick in there and possibly get some big bang for your buck on a DFS lineup. And I absolutely am starting him if I have him in a fantasy league.
Well, I did pull up my player rankings, and I have both I'm going to screw this up. ETN, is that how you say it? And Bigsby from Jacksonville.
ETN,
both of them have a chance. Yeah, mm-hmm. Both of them have a chance as far as running backs to put up some points this week. I got ETN actually as a base point projection around 16.2 and Bigsby around 12.5. So they're not bad, cheaper plays.
Yeah, and Cohen finds a way to get those guys involved. I think committee might be a bit of a strong word because I think ETN would be the RB1.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll see a fair share of Tanks Bigsby. I think we'll see a heavy dose of Tank in that game. So,
yeah, I agree with you. And that's why both of them sitting around that 12 to 16 point range is decent, because if you get a touchdown, say Bigsby gets a touchdown and then gets, 50 yards on another 5 to 6 carries. I mean, that's a decent, especially if he's running, what was his, let me pull up his cost real quick. 5,200. So that's nothing.
I would say it was around 5,500 would be my guess.
Yeah.
So you figure if he gets 50 yards rushing, 2 or 3 catches for 20, 30 yards, scores a touchdown. Well, I mean, you're sitting 14, 15 points easily.
Yeah.
And Carolina's defense is special by any means. They will absolutely there'll be some points scored in this game. It may not be a good matchup as far as playoff aspirations go, although I do feel like Jacksonville could the boys in the South or AFC South. Both these teams are in the South. On paper, it may not be marquee, but fantasy-wise, I think there's a lot of good value in here because neither defense is gonna put up much of a fight.
Mm-mm. No, and I think that's one reason we were talking last week a little bit about getting what fantasy does for as far as watching football. But nobody's paying attention to these games if you don't have fantasy involved.
That's right.
So I think that's what's good. But you know what? I'm gonna throw out there in Red Zone channel. What was that crap? Nobody wants commercials. I'm distraught. You see this? Distraught.
Dude, I can see it on your face.
Yes.
There are a lot of people upset about this, me included.
Yes.
Can't have nothing, man. We can't have.
You know what it does for your mental health just on Sunday? I mean, like I said, I'm a Titans fan, right? They suck. So I don't want to watch them all the time. I just want to flip over when I think they might do something and things like that. And so the red zone, that gives you mental clarity, right? It's mental health. It really, irreparable harm, I think, might be done by this.
We may need to look at the Geneva Convention. We may have some violations of our human rights in this.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Tennessee,
I don't know who did this.
That's right. We need the important matters covered. So speaking of your Titans, they got to go to Denver this week. Anything in that game fantasy we should be mindful of?
No, I don't have any in my. I like the Broncos defense. I got them projected at 8, just coming right off the bat. So I'm looking through here and seeing these are just not good teams. Maybe RJ Harvey. He's got projecting for a running back out of Denver. He's 11.8. He's at $5,000 for this is just not a good game. You can go with Cam, but for cheap play, but for what? As far as Titans players, I don't think this is going to be cheap this year.
Yes, level call.
I think because what is a rookie quarterback? What's their best friend? A tight end that can catch and sit down and find that hole.
That's right. A running back and a tight end. And I think Pollard will have a good season because the Titans' offensive line's pretty good. It just won't be week 1.
No, it's going to take a while to get there.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have any thoughts on that one?
Outside
of just it's going to get about one of the lowest ratings of the week in NFL?
Yeah, I've got the Broncos defense in a couple of leagues, and I'm torn between them and starting Arizona against Orleans. I'm not a huge fan of Arizona being in the same division as San Francisco, but I like that matchup this week with their defense. So I'm looking at Denver's defense, and I think Cam Sutton is probably the best, safest play out of that game. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what the running back situation is going to look like. Yeah. I think I'm going to sit and wait on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just outside of needing a value play somewhere. There's just nothing in that game that says, "Hey, I'm going to win because of this."
Yeah, there's no weak winners in that game. I don't think. Just a lot of a lot of Cam Sutton. Hey, that'd be about the extent of it.
I will kind of the value plays I'm going for is the Steelers and Jets game. That's gonna 38.5.
Yeah.
they even expect them to pass. So it's they just set football back 100 years. But I think, of course, I think you look at Najee, you think of Breece Hall, those are going to be your targets out of the game. The defense is who you want to go with. That's going to be your key on those two games. If you need the Steelers defense,
yes,
they're tough.
Pittsburgh's defense is that's I think that's a must play. If that's an option in any capacity, I think Steelers defense is a must play because the Jets aren't, and you're going to see Garrett Wilson all day on the sideline because they're not going to be able to get him the football. It's going to be run heavy, and I am curious though to see how Breece Hall and Braylon Allen split carries. Because I think that'll tell us
they like to use
something
Breece
about
more. Breece is more of their workhorse.
He is.
Allen kind of came in last year. He stole some touchdowns, didn't he? Yeah, he stole some close.
He stole a few. Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, Breece Hall might be trade block bait. So if that's the case, I think they may try to see what they actually with Allen. So he may get the split may be more 60-40, and they may just go with the hot hand. So if Allen gets rolling, and he's a big dude, could be the one to have. Let's stay away from me all the way around. There's just nothing in that game. Either side of the ball.
I'm trying to find anything.
I mean, if I'm hard pressed, I would consider DK, just because he's really the only target magnet in that offense. But I think both these teams, it's gonna, like you said, we're setting football back 70 years with running the football, playing defense, and this thing might be 9-6. Who knows?
Grab the kicker. That's your goal.
Yeah. There you go. That's your starter.
Found a use for
him. Yeah. There's the one place a kicker might matter this week.
We hit the Sunday night game. Do you have anything?
Well, we got the Friday game too with Kansas City and the Chargers because they're playing in Brazil.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect from Kansas City's defense. I feel like the Chargers' defense is much improved, and I'm excited to see O'Marion Hampton.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, I'm kind of leaning Chargers in that game, but I don't like a whole lot because we've seen time and time again these games overseas. They always go under. Yeah. The field sometimes is terrible.
So
I can't get excited about anybody other than maybe O'Marion Hampton. And do we see a fully healthy Isaiah Pacheco? That's probably the two things I'm looking at in that game.
Well, because I just forgot it because I'm goofy. DFS wise, I'll put something on tomorrow of core plays for the showdown tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good because somebody's going to score some points in that game. We just got to figure out who it is.
I think the most important thing about that game is finding out how many times it's actually mentioned that Travis Kelce is engaged.
Wait, Travis Kelce's engaged?
I did hear that. I did. I heard it
Is
from
anybody we know?
My best friend's cousin. Huh?
Is it anybody we know?
What's that girl's name? You'll get us canceled before we can get anything going.
I know. I already know there's a line of people to throw rocks at me when we get off here.
But that's going to be so annoying. That is going to be all season. We thought it was bad just seeing her in the box. When do we get the? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, hopefully she doesn't come down to the sideline. Belichick's chick did. So
she needed concession money.
That's right. I didn't realize. I mean, I guess Bill didn't realize that the daycare was closed Monday because of Labor Day, so he had to bring his girl to work.
That's so weird. That whole thing is so weird. You know, to each their own, whatever. But come on, though. It don't make no sense. One, it's not like and here's what I know he's got money. I get that. But he's got nothing else. The dude is not perishable. I mean, we watched him for years in the NFL. You know, we got broke. That's all he said in his press conferences. I mean, he's nothing. He cannot be fun to hang around.
No, not at all. I can't imagine any scenario a group would want to be involved in and him have a good time.
No. What is their Netflix and chill? Golden
Girls?
Girls?
Don't understand it.
I don't get it.
Man. Well, I know, man. It was almost embarrassing to sit there and watch them just get destroyed in that game. But at the same time,
the tweets from the start of it, people, come on, people overreact.
Oh, it's similar to Dion and his debut at Colorado, except he actually had a couple guys that could play.
Yeah,
I have never seen a defense get shredded on the ground the way they did Monday night. It was embarrassing.
Nothing. Not like Bailey, basically barely even token resistance put up. That's like I would be as an athlete, I would be ashamed I went out there.
Yeah. If I played on that defense, I would be ashamed of myself.
You got to have more pride.
It was terrible. Yeah, you would hope anyway.
You want to wrap it up with you got Monday night? You got anything big? I got Vikings and Bears. Got to have Justin Jefferson, right? I mean, we're going with the best wide receiver probably in the league. I mean, really. And then your boy, I'm going with him. I like him, McCarthy. I think he's got potential.
I'm not sold 100% to slide him in at QB1. I do have him playing in a Superflex league, just for the reason you mentioned. And
that's why with this would be for the DFS side, of course, with just the Monday night game. Yeah. So, don't start him yet in fantasy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw a play out there that I don't know where he'll fall as far as salary goes, but Jordan Mason could be a factor in this game. It's the third down backs, the goal line back, and also like not long term, but for this game or Monday night, I like Hawkinson. Safety valve, dump off for JJ. So I'm not touching anybody on the Bears not named DJ Moore.
If you need a cheaper tight end, Kmet can be an option. That's it, right? Out of the Bears, I mean, you're looking. There's just not a lot of play.
Well,
I don't trust Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Colston Loveland is the rookie that they drafted, who's supposedly the starter. But when that game gets tight and close, we'll see Kmet on the field just because of the experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, rookie may start, but yeah, I mean but that's the way Moore or Kmet. I think that's all you got. The Bears are just not. They're better. I think they'll be better this year than they were last.
Their defense is a little better. The offensive line, they brought in some players, but I don't think it's going to be leaps and bounds better.
No, I don't think we're going.
I'm just not sold on Caleb Williams. No,
because
and I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. He's immature.
Absolutely not. He's got a lot of that Kyler in him. He's got a lot of that. Just it feels like it was. He's already made it. Type mindset.
Yeah, and that's actually a great comparison from that standpoint, because we see Kyler get kind of fired up and out of sorts on the sideline when things aren't going his way. And we've already seen footage of Caleb Williams throwing fits in practice.
Yeah.
So I'm just not sold on him. I'm sold on the Bears as a whole. I'm not crazy about anybody that they've got in their backfield. DJ Moore is the only proven commodity they have on that offense.
Yeah, I've got, he's the only, basically only other option I have besides Justin Jefferson at captain for Monday night would be DJ Moore. That's it. And that's just because you're hoping the Bears, the game script is they have to throw and that Caleb can do something.
And the Minnesota defense, don't sleep on Minnesota's defense this year.
Oh, absolutely not. No, but their defense, they've had good defenses last several years. Decent, not great, but I was looking at DeAndre Swift. He'll get heavy usage, but I'm not. That's about all I got on Monday night. I was looking at my projections
I
to
think
see if I had
the bulk of the meat is Sunday.
Did you say I will throw in? I just pulled this up. You're right. The bulk of it, the big day is Sunday. There's some good games Sunday. It'll be a lot of fun to watch some of that, and it'll be a lot of fun to complain about commercials.
Yes,
it's Njoku and Fannin both are tight ends. For Cleveland, they got a chance. If Cleveland's doing anything, they got a chance for them to put up some points. Fannin ain't but $3,800.
I have Njoku as a must-start player.
You have him as a must?
Must start. Yeah. I've got
I got him as top 5 tight end. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got Chuba, I've got Njoku, and I've got
I got Goddard.
Those are my must starts. Going to be Beaver from Carolina.
And tight ends, Goddard would be my number 1 this week.
Really?
I think he's projected at 15.2.
Wow. So they're expecting him to be pretty heavily involved, maybe even more so than Devonta Smith.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. It's looking a big value play. I mean, he's a must start and everything. It's just I think it's running off possibly game script with some of the projection there. Looking at like you said, locking down AJ Brown, whether or not Devontae shows up. Dallas is going to get his catches. We know that. Philly's going to run some of that offense to the tight end.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll throw one more tight end out there that I like this week, and that's Evan Ingram for Denver.
He does, and he always gets points, man. It's nothing more frustrating to see getting beat by Evan Ingram. And that has happened.
Yeah, Brenton Strange from Jacksonville. I'm not ready to sign off on him yet, but he's taken over Ingram's spot in Jacksonville, and he's got Liam Cohen. So he's somebody that's probably on most people's waiver wire. It could be a good pickup. We'll see what happens this week.
You'll like, as a 49er fan, you'll like that Christian McCaffrey's up there. He's gonna go off this week.
Oh yeah, he is. Seattle's in trouble.
Yes, they are. Yeah. What do you think of Seattle?
We may see the New York Jets version of Sam Darnold when the Niners get a hold of him. So,
no, that's just mean. Why would you wish that on somebody? We don't want that on TV. You definitely know a lot more about the NFC West and those West Coast teams than I do. You pay more attention to them.
Yeah, especially the NFC. I am kind of a Justin Herbert fanboy. So I do pay attention to those West Coast teams a little more. Probably the people out in our neck of the woods. But, everything depends on Matthew Stafford in that division. If Matthew Stafford's healthy, the Rams are going to be a problem. If Matthew Stafford's not, I think it's the Niners to lose.
I agree with that. That's your only two options. Those are the top right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Cardinals, and I don't think the Seahawks are. They're some players away. They're not ready to contend for the division. So we'll see. Well, anything else that we need to spew out to make sure everybody has a successful weekend?
Let's see. We got 15 minutes basically before kickoff. Is that right?
I think kick is 7:20.
7:20? Yeah, because it would be impossible to. That's always frustrating. I mean, they tell you 7 o'clock and it's 7:20. Just it ain't that serious. Let's just kick the ball off.
Yeah. Well, they don't want you to miss all the nonsense that they spew for 15 minutes, before the game. Yeah. They've got to get their camera times.
Yes, they do. It, I will say, of course, go Vols. It's beautiful. ETSU or shit. Shoot, can I cuss on YouTube? I don't know.
Of course. Can't on my show.
Yes. Of course, it'll be a win this weekend, but then Georgia.
Yeah, that's. I wish we had one more game. First saw the schedule, I was like, well, I'm glad we're getting them early. But then I saw how that offense clicked last week, and I'm thinking, I wish we had one more game in there, a tune-up game like Missouri.
I like that.
But
you know what, man? So
hopefully it all translates over, you know what I mean? Like everything we've been able to do last week, what we will do this week, hopefully we put that all together and just play a clean football game.
That'd be important. No injuries. We got to work on I don't want to do that this year. Stop the extra point injuries. Let's stop that. There's no sense anymore. Let's just go on.
Yeah, too many guys hurt last week, especially off that defensive line, man. At
one point, it seems like they was
9 guys deep, but we don't need to go through them. Yeah,
no.
I mean, it was like player after player. So let's not burn all 8 or 9 guys, the first 2 weeks. So it'll be
it's already been, we're in just finished week 1 of college football, so it's already very early in the season, already crazy. Got Clemson and South Carolina fans uniting against me on Twitter. They
you are the man to bring the people together. Yeah,
the fighting Dabo.
You're bringing them together for a lynching, but still, you're bringing mortal enemies together. Yeah.
The fighting Dabo cops.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
yes.
And the next thing you know, next thing you know, you'll have Missouri and Kansas fans joining together to hunt you down. So keep up the good work.
Dorkwitz. The Fighting Dorkwitzes. Is that
Yeah.
or
That's them.
Dorkwitz eye? Put an
That
I
sounds right.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I love it, man.
So, well, I apologize for all my my technical difficulties. I know we had a little bit of choppy video here, and so I do apologize for that. We'll be back in studio our next visit, so no issues next go around. But good luck, everybody, in whatever facet of fantasy that you are engaged in. Hope you win
any of it. It's all fun.
Dailies. That's right. Win all your leagues. Unless you're playing against me or Farris, then no shot.
Yeah, so, and if you win because of my advice, I accept tips.
That's right. If you just visit his Twitter page if you think he's joking. So
yeah. This is I'm always truth.
That's right. We only speak truth here.
That's it. Even when it's extremely dumb, and trust me, that happens a lot. Yeah. And I put it out there for the world to see. I'm just like, hey,
you do.
I'm stupid.
That's right. That's why you're my guy. Put it all out there in front of God and everybody.
That's it. I don't care.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for your time.
It was fun,
thank
buddy.
You for
I enjoyed
contribution. I look forward to our wrap-up show.
We're doing it Monday or Tuesday?
One of those 2 days. Which one works better for you?
It's up to you. I mean, we can do Tuesday after Monday Night Football and just really wrap up the week, or we could do DFS plays for Monday. It don't matter to me. I'm here for it, buddy. I love this stuff.
That sounds good. Same here. I tell you what, I'll have my people get in touch with your people, and we'll figure it out, and then I'll put out a schedule for everybody.
Absolutely. They need to know. It's for their benefit.
They do. It very much is. I mean, you can't get this kind of insight and analysis and nonsense anyplace else. So this is the place. This is the place to be.
You just finish with, "You're welcome."
That's right. So, all right, my man.
I enjoyed it, buddy.
I appreciate you. I always enjoy it. Look forward to next time, and good luck.
Yes, sir.
We'll see everybody later. Thanks, brother.
Go Vols.